man. Damn. Your boy got to now take a breath like that at the beginning of the stream. Damn. Whoo. Let's try that again. Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get it cracking. All right. So shouts out to everybody that comes into the room. You guys know what to do. Make sure you bang on that like button. All right. Also share the video out. All right. If you're not subscribed, hit that bell. All right. If you want to support the channel directly, it's very easy. All you got to do is just hit that link that's pinned in the comments section and follow us on Patreon. One thing that Patreon will do is it will allow you access to all of the content across all of my YouTube channels, because you guys know how it goes. At the end of the year, these bad boys going on unlisted, and we starting the next group of content, but it'll still be available to Patreon members. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you guys do that. We got some loyal subscribers in the building. We got my man Volvo to Love in the building. Shouts out. We got my man AB Promotions in the building. Shouts out. We got the homegirl Maya Wolves up in here. All right. So let's get it. All right. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to talk about this. All right. Now, I would have went and checked out the whole article, but guess what? Your boy don't have a subscription to the Boston Globe. So eventually, once your boy gets a subscription to the Boston Globe, we'll be able to check out more articles from here. As you guys can see, trending on Twitter is Black America. Interesting, because I put that in my Apple Maps, then I put it in my Google Maps, and it just kept returning that there was no such location. So I find that interesting. We got my man Emmanuel Carey in the building. So let's check out what this says right here. All right. What this says right here is that in May, a special commission voted to recommend replacing the state's seal and motto, and by extension, the Massachusetts state flag, a dramatic turning point for a symbol whose roots date back to 1629 and chartering of the Massachusetts Bay Colony. All right. So now here it asks the question, which I don't understand why we need to ask these silly questions, because we all know the answer to these silly questions. Racist symbol or historical reminder? Historical reminder of what? Who's in charge? Historical reminder of what exactly? You know what I'm saying? The debate over the state, which is the flag, and symbol, a special commission voted unanimously to recommend replacing the state seal and motto, a victory for indigenous members, and I don't know what else that says, because your boy doesn't have a subscription to the Boston Globe. But I might be able to get one, because my man AB Promotions sent a Cash App. Shout out to my man AB Promotions for the Cash App. And also my man Albert sent the Cash App. So shouts out to my man Albert. And we got some nice super chats last night. So you know what I'm saying? You guys know your boy will be able to get some more information very, very soon. And that is all because of you guys. So drop some radiation emojis in the comment section for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like I've always said, the best subscribers on YouTube. All right. So we're going to get into the meat of the conversation. All right. What we about to talk about is Governor Ron DeSantis. All right. And you guys already know Ron DeSantis's get down. You know what I'm saying? Pro-white, anti-black, basic Republican, basic conservative. He's playing the race card. And this time it's not using critical race theory. You know what I'm saying? He's found a sister, that he's going to appoint as his Florida Supreme Court justice. And it's not Ketanji Brown Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to my man Carlton Waite. Shouts out to my man Honda 666. So let's take a look at this and see exactly what's popping off. And then we'll do a little, we're going to run this lady's history. We're going to run this lady's family. And at the end, we're going to let you guys decide.
Today, Governor DeSantis appointed a woman to the state Supreme Court for the second time. The governor officially named Judge Renatha Francis to the bench this morning, doing it again. We followed the criticism after he first appointed her back in 2020. State Representative Geraldine Thompson of Windermere filed a lawsuit arguing that Francis was unqualified because she had not met the requirement of being a Florida bar member for at least a decade. Francis withdrew her name from that first nomination. Today, the governor defended his pick again.
We were happy to appoint or try to appoint Judge Francis 2 years ago in the state of Florida. But then seeing how she's progressed since then, she's done even better.
Francis starts her role next month. That brings the number of justices that Governor DeSantis has appointed to 4. That's out of a 7-member court.
Covering the Space Coast today, NASA.
So now, what'd you guys think about that? What'd you guys think about that? Oh, them teeth look kind of wild. I got this close up of this lady. You guys see that? What's going on there? What's going on with them toothes? What's going on with them toothes? You know what I'm saying? What happened with them toothes? You know what I'm saying? She one of them type of women, like, okay, you know, like, all right. And then she smiled and it's like, ooh, listen here. Don't smile. Keep a straight face. Y'all ever dealt with that? It's dudes like that too, I'm sure. You know what I'm saying? Women to see a dude and be like, yo, you know, it's a handsome brother. You know what I'm saying? And he smile and sitting up there looking like the Toxic Avenger. His teeth up there looking like the Toxic Avenger's eyes and shit. You know how Toxie's eyes are? He got one in the middle of his head and the other one is looking the other direction. Yeah, don't smile, brother. Don't smile. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. Tallahassee, Florida. Governor Ron DeSantis on Friday appointed Palm Beach County Judge Renatha, I think that said Renatha Francis, to the Florida Supreme Court. Now, here's my question for everybody. How much do you all know about this Renatha Francis? Shout out to Val Williams. What up with it, Val? How much do you all know about this woman? Have you guys ever heard of her? We see that she attempted to do this before, but she was blocked because she didn't have the proper bar association credentials. So my question is, this is Ron DeSantis making a move. And what I want to know is how many people are aware of this move that he's trying to make? That's my question for you guys. And real quick, ladies and gentlemen, if everybody can do me a favor and take a moment and make sure that you guys bang on that like button, you guys know what to do. Make sure you guys smash that like button. If you have friends that are interested in politics and news and you guys frequently talk with them about this kind of stuff, get them in here. Tell them, yo, I watched this show on YouTube. It's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? The dude that does it is funny. You know what I'm saying? He got a good sense of humor, kind of raunchy, you know what I'm saying, but funny. You know what I mean? So, you know, bring them in here for the discussion. You know what I'm saying? The more minds we have, Okay, we're back. We're back. We're back. If you guys can hear me now, let your boy know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but I think we should be good from here on out. All right. So let's try this again. Let's try this again. All right. Yeah. We good. I'm glad to see everybody still in here. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to everybody. Did you not clip into the back rooms? What's good with the Bronx? Clip into the back rooms? Oh, I gotta actually look at that. I gotta check that out. That back rooms thing. I will though, eventually. You know what I'm saying? Let me know. We gotta do a sound check real quick. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys see me? Are we alive or what? Let your boy know. And if you guys haven't, make sure that you guys bang on that like button. Sorry about that. All right, cool. We good. All right, here we go. So we about to check this lady out real quick. Renathia Francis. How many people know who she is? Have you ever heard anything about her other than what I just played in that video? If you guys have, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't, give me a thumbs down. If you guys aren't aware, this woman here is Ron DeSantis's Florida Supreme Court justice pick. All right. So, what to know about her? Look at this. Now, of course, look. You see this? This is what TD was talking about, y'all. When websites be doing the most. This, you're looking at an example of a website doing the most. All right, here we go. The Republican governor announced Francis's appointment to the conservative-controlled Supreme Court at a news conference in West Palm Beach. So again, what we have is conservatives making moves while Democrats sit there eye-bucking and hugging each other in fear like Shaggy and Scooby. Shouts out to Muffin. What up with it? What up with it, Keith? Oh, look at that. How did Val guess that? We'll get into that eventually. How did Val guess that? I need you guys to put in the comment section how Val guessed that, other than the fact that she's brilliant. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says Francis is scheduled to join the court on September 1st, replacing retiring Justice Alan Lawson. Okay. In a short speech, Francis, who was born in Jamaica. Oh, that's how Val did it. She can read. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Val for being able to read. Listen, she said she's the epitome of the American dream. Doesn't she sound like that lady in Virginia? What's her name? Mildred Newsom or something like that? Mildred Nuisance? What's her name? The Lieutenant Governor of Virginia? Somebody help me out. What's her name? Isn't it Mildred? Isn't it something like Mildred or Gretchen or something like that? Don't play me, you guys. Y'all know what her name is. Winsome. That's it. Winsome Sears. Yeah, that's it. Thank you, Volvo True Love. Winsome Sears. You know what I'm saying? That's it. She sounds exactly like Winsome Sears, doesn't she? Shouts out to Faith Enlightened. What up with it? Just keep that in mind. She sounds like Winsome Sears. In a short speech, Francis, who was born in Jamaica, like Winsome Sears, if I'm not mistaken, like Kamala Harris, if I'm not mistaken, said she is the epitome of the American dream. And she described her judicial philosophy with a reference to the founding father, Alexander Hamilton. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? The Florida Supreme Court protects the people's liberty, and inherent in the way that we do that as judiciary is by respecting and observing the limited role that judges play in our constitutional system of government, she said. Isn't that nice? Alexander Hamilton explained what that meant, that we exercise neither force nor will, but merely judgment. We apply the law as written. That's fascinating because they didn't even apply the law as written when it came to the amount of money that they made Alex Jones pay. You like that, AV Promotions, Gretchen? Hey, I was just guessing names. She looks like a Mildred to me, doesn't she? And that's not a compliment, ladies. If you're a woman and somebody say, "Oh yeah, you know, you look like a Mildred," oh, you know what I'm saying? Ugh. You start thinking of that lady on that you know, that Nurse Ratchet or whatever, whoever that lady was, 'cause she looks like a Mildred too. Yeah. She looks like a Mildred too. You know what I'm saying? This timeless principle in a civil society not only promotes uniformity, predictability, but it's essential to preserving liberty. It restrains arbitrariness. It restrains abuses of power. Really. So is that what happened when it came to Ahmaud Arbery or no? Is that what happened when it came down to Ahmaud Arbery or no? Let your boy know. So now here it says DeSantis tried to appoint Francis to the court in 2020, but her appointment was nullified by the Florida Supreme Court under a provision of the state constitution requiring justice members to be members of the Florida bar for at least 10 years. So now here's the question. How did she end up applying? How do you apply if you're not a justice for 10 years? How's that work? So now, at the time of her previous appointment, Francis was 4 months shy of the 10-year requirement. So she said, shit, may as well be 10 years, and went on and applied. Her appointment on Friday came a day after DeSantis suspended the elected state prosecutor in Tampa for pledging not to enforce a new law banning abortion after 15 weeks. You see that? So these people are playing political chess games. The governor referenced the suspension at the beginning of the news conference Friday, comparing the prosecutor's pledge to judges that have taken power away from people's elected representatives and have legislated from the bench. You mean like Rittenhouse's judge? Or do you mean like the judge who prosecuted Kim Potter? That's interesting. Do you guys see why we need some think tanks? We need think tanks. Now, I don't know if you guys saw the video that TD Hip Hop Media just made, but you guys need to check it out. Because if you guys have watched all of the videos on my channel from way back when, then you guys know that I said what you will see in the future is a coming up of a controlled opposition type, fake type, new black media type thing. And that's what you see Charlemagne starting to be the progenitor of. And TD Hip Hop Media's video was on point. So if you're not subscribed to his channel, or if you haven't checked out that new video, make sure you guys go over there and check it out. And if one of the moderators could put the link to the video in the chat, that would be great. So now here it says our government here in the United States and in the state of Florida is supposed to be what's called a government of laws, not a government of men, he said. And what the founding fathers meant by that is that it's not one individual who will get to impose a will outside of the context of the constitutional law, but that the best way to preserve our freedom is to have a society based on the rule of law. And we all know that the rule of the law that they're talking about is white supremacy. Because if you're a white man, like many police officers are who are guilty of this, you literally watch on video camcorder one individual imposing a will outside of the context of a constitutional system. Isn't that what Derek Chauvin did and was cheered on by the population at large? Isn't that what Derek Chauvin did? Isn't that what the population at large cheers on anytime they do that to a black person? So, like, I'm not trying to hear this founding father bullshit, because these founding fathers also founded the institution of anti-black racism and slavery. These founding fathers are the people that have people that are our peers mixed up about some type of patriarchy that we don't have right here amongst us. Now, if you want to talk about a patriarchy, there you go. Holler at Thomas Jefferson. Holler at Alexander Hamilton. Holler at Andrew Jackson. Holler at Abraham Lincoln. Holler at those people. Shouts out to Carla Lockhart. What up with it? So now here it says Frances operated a bar and trucking company in Jamaica before moving to the United States as an adult and working her way through law school. She has been a judge in Palm Beach County since 2019 and was previously a judge at the Miami-Dade County Court. So what we need to do is we need to run her court records, and maybe eventually we will. But as of right now, we about to run this next news article real quick. So now, if I get a chance, I'm going to try to do a C19 stream. I don't know if you guys are subscribed to Blacklight Revelations C19 report, but if you're not, make sure that you subscribe, okay? And if one of the moderators can put the link in the chat to Blacklight Revelations C19 report, that would be great. But if nobody can, the link for it will come up at the end of the video if you're watching the replay. So make sure when you guys watch the replay, if you're not subscribed to those channels at the end of the video, you guys hit those buttons. Or if you are, make sure that you watch the next recommended video. All right. So we're going to check this out real quick. Governor Ron DeSantis appoints Judge Renethia Francis. Okay. We need to pay attention to this lady. Pay attention to what DeSantis is doing. You see, he did this as a counter move. He suspended a prosecutor and put this woman in place. Exactly, Muffet. Control. See, that's what I try to tell people about. Control. Governor Ron DeSantis appoints Judge Renethia Francis to serve on the Florida Supreme Court. So now Ron DeSantis will be like, I'm not racist. I'm not racist. I gave you a black Supreme Court justice. This is a land of opportunity where all you have to do is get on your knees and bow down to white supremacy, and you can have anything. Yeah, no thanks. You know what I'm saying? Today, Governor Ron DeSantis announced the appointment of Judge Renethia Francis to the Florida Supreme Court. Francis's appointment fills the vacancy of former Supreme Court Justice Al Lawson, who announced his retirement earlier this year. Francis will officially take her seat on the Supreme Court on September 1st of 2022. All right. Judge Renethia Francis has an incredible life story that epitomizes the American dream. So here's the race card being played. This is what the reason why white people pick immigrants. And now here's my thing. I want everybody to understand this. I do not have a beef with black immigrants. I don't. Okay. So I want everybody to make sure that that's understood. I have absolutely zero issue with black immigrants whatsoever. I have an issue with how white supremacy utilizes black immigrants. That's what I have an issue with. Okay. That's what everybody should have an issue with. I don't have any issue with somebody being proud of being Jamaican. I don't have any issue with somebody being proud of whatever country they're from in Africa. I have an issue with the way white supremacy weaponizes confusion and utilizes these people as weapons or as buffers to take away the magnifying glass from them that they're racist. That's what I have a problem with. In my opinion, if we don't even understand politics, we continue to vote Democrat. I know you guys if you haven't seen TD's most recent video, check it out. If our political behavior has not become competent after all of this time that we've been voting, I don't have an expectation of someone who's not in this country to have the understanding of the dynamics in this country together. I think when it comes to black people born here in the United States and immigrants, the problem with unifying is white supremacy. It's not that someone that is not a foundational black American has an inherent issue. the inherent issue that all of us have is being prisoner and victims of white supremacy. That is the issue. That is the whole issue. People may not like that because what's trending is to just go in on immigrants. I don't care about what's trending. I care about world domination. And it's difficult to dominate the world if everyone who's necessary to participate in that is at odds for no reason, helping another group who's already dominated the world. Facts, Val. 100%. If you guys agree with Val, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree with Val, give me a thumbs down. Let me ask everybody this question. How many times has people been in a relationship and didn't realize that they were being used until the relationship was over? If each and every single one of us has had that life experience, I think we should be more mindful of that when dealing with people who aren't used to the American environment. That doesn't have anything to do with what we do as far as coagulation in our own efforts. But in my opinion, it's just not productive to do some of the things that are going on. Just my feelings. Sometimes my opinions are unpopular. It is what it is. I'm not out here for a popularity contest. So now here it says Judge Renethia Francis has an incredible life story that epitomizes the American dream. So this is what these Republicans do. What they and the Democrats do this as well. They find a successful person, right? And then they say, this person is the epitome of success. This is how all Black success should look. Now, what I find fascinating is that you never see a Democrat or you never see a Republican talk about how Master P is the epitome of the American dream. Why is that? Shouts out to Abby over there on Twitch. If you guys aren't subscribed to your boy on Twitch, go over there and check out the channel on Twitch. Help you get another notification too. See? Val says, I didn't know until I kicked him to the curb how bad it actually was. That happens a lot of times. It really happens a lot of times when you're dealing with a narcissistic relationship. And when it comes to Black people, we're definitely dealing with a narcissistic relationship here in the United States. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that you can do is let somebody learn on their own. So my thing is, the way that I feel, hey, you got all the answers. Go ahead. I'll continue doing my thing. All I can do is just put information out, try to extend a hand. If you don't take it, that's on you. I don't care. I'm not begging anybody for shit. And that's equally applied to anybody. You know what I mean? And see, shouts out to my man, I'll Be Black. What up with it, bro? And that's the way that I feel we all should be. Not beholden to anyone and self-made. So now here it says, look at this, before immigrating from the Caribbean to Florida, Renethia Francis was a small business owner in her native country of Jamaica, where she ran 2 successful enterprises while being the primary caregiver for a younger sibling. So now this is fascinating because another reason why I believe Ron DeSantis chose her is to propagate the single parent talking point that Republicans have. Republicans cannot enforce The fact that there are black nuclear families. Shout out to my man Dyson. What up with it, bro? So now this is what we got here. He found a Jamaican single mom. Now, here's my thing. I don't have any problem with her being Jamaican. I don't have any problem with her being a woman. I don't have any problem with her being a single mom. Just understand the reason why Ron DeSantis picked her. He picked a gaslight. What up with it, Carl? I ain't even see you in here. My bad. He picked this to gaslight the false reality that Republicans have, which is what they consistently do. So now here it says her pursuit of a legal career began later in life than most attorneys. Yet she has advanced rapidly on her own merit. And now when they say on her own merit, now here's the thing. Most black people advance or fall. Don't get it twisted. Advance or fall on their own merit. But when you hear a white person say that, they're specifically taking a stab at you because white people have established the narrative that black people do nothing on their own merit. White people have established that the only accomplishments that black people can have in the United States are based on diversity picks. And being that that's part of the Republican platform to propagate false propaganda like that, that's something that Ron DeSantis does frequently. If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. Most people advance on their own merit. I got to agree. You see, Abby over here, when does one not advance on their own merit? The idiot shit they try to get with us. Facts. Shout out to my man JD Informant. What's up with it, bro? Facts. DeSantis is devious. He made jokes about Musk being an African American in a crowd full of people. He definitely targets FBA as part of his agenda. Facts, which means that he needs to be in our crosshairs and targeted right back with return fire. I think some FBAs should start talking about how Ron DeSantis is probably a distant cousin of theirs. We need to start weaponizing our DNA. If white people weaponize theirs for white supremacy, then we should weaponize the bastardization in ours. Yeah, what's up, cuz? Motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? What's up, cuz? There's a lot of black people that's direct descendants of the founding fathers. And not because the founding fathers were black. Because they were victims of United States of American sex crimes, establishment sex crimes. People need to start weaponizing that shit. What's up, cuz? What's up, cuz? What up, blood? What up, gangster? Because you are indeed a gangster. So now she used to serve on as a first judge in Miami-Dade County and then on the 15th Circuit Court. When she takes her place on the Florida Supreme Court, I'm confident she will serve our state with distinction. Oh, she absolutely will. She's going to do whatever Ron DeSantis says, which is going to be make examples out of as many black men or as many black people as possible. Shout out to 50 Cent. Facts. What up, gangster? You know what I'm saying? Seriously, people need to start weaponizing that shit. Stop acting like it ain't real. We got all kinds of tools and weapons at our disposal that we never use. You know what I'm saying? It should be a bunch of black people that trace their DNA back to all of these racists. Governor Abbott, Governor Stitt, Governor Ron DeSantis, and start inviting them to family reunions. Start weaponizing that shit. The United States isn't inherently racist, but DeSantis ain't showed up to 5 family reunions. What's up with that, motherfucker? You don't like collard greens? You don't like potato salad without raisins in it? What's wrong? Because what I'm trying to figure out is, if the United States is not inherently racist, how come these people haven't shown up at the family reunions? If all lives matter, if we're all one loving America. Beige than a motherfucker. Beige than a motherfucker. Look at that. Look at that. Jimmy Carter and Barry Gordy are second cousins because slave masters sneaking to the slave quarters. Right. Come on, white people. We all love children. But we never see you at the family reunions. But United States is not a racist inherent country. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. Racist as fuck. It's one of the reasons why this place needs to be done. So now here it says, I'm incredibly honored and humbled by Governor DeSantis' unwavering support for my ascension to the Florida Supreme Court, said Judge Renita Francis. I may be taking my seat on the bench 2 years later than anticipated, but as a student of history, I continue to be in awe of this country's respect for the rule of law and freedoms guaranteed in the text of the United States Constitution. Girl, what school did you learn from? She says she continues to be in awe of this country's respect for the rule of law. There is no law that the United States follows. The United States doesn't follow humanitarian law. The United States doesn't follow international law. What rule of law? The rule of law of America's twisted, sick version of white supremacy, because that's the only law that the United States respects. That's the only law that the United States respect. What rule of law are they talking about? They out there ever-loving minds with that nonsense. Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, we got 21 people watching. Shouts out to all 21 people watching. And we got 17 likes. If everybody can take a moment and bang on that like button and get us to 38 likes, that would be awesome. So now here it says, as a Supreme Court justice, I will apply the law as written by the people's duly elected representatives, knowing that I am a member of the judiciary system with separation of powers. Now, here's my question. How many of you guys remember separation of powers from government class? Right, AB. She absolutely doesn't believe that. Facts. So now here it says Renathia Francis of West Palm Beach has served as a judge on the 15th Circuit Court since 2019 and previously served as a judge at the Miami-Dade County Court from 2017 to 2019. Francis also served as an attorney for the First District Court of Appeals in Tallahassee from 2011 to 2017. Before attending law school, Francis owned and successfully operated 2 businesses for 5 years. Francis received her bachelor's degree from the University of the West Indies and her Juris Doctorate from Florida Coastal Law School. She and her husband, Philip, which he's unidentified as of right now, are the parents of 2 sons. Francis will officially join the Supreme Court on September 1st of 2022. Okay? So now that's the scoop on Judge Renatha Francis. All right? So this is an interesting article here that I found in the Florida Bulldog. All right. Abby said, just came to say hi to everyone and hit the like. Back to Twitch I go because F YouTube. Yeah. So yeah, anybody that wants to go and check us out on Twitch, you know what I'm saying? The links are over there for Twitch. All you gotta do is just go follow Black Light Revelations over there. It's a couple people that watch on Twitch, so it's not like you'll be alone. So let's check out what the Florida Bulldog is talking about this Renathia, individual here. Okay. Let me see something real quick. Give me a second. I'm waiting for this damn thing to. Waiting for this damn thing to work here. You gotta love. Gotta love the internet. All right, here we go. Former Chief Justice, State Representative blast system that teed up Francis for Florida Supreme Court. Uh-oh. Now that's Mrs. Francis right there, the picture of her. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says a former Florida Supreme Court Chief Justice and state legislator are calling for an end to governors dictating who joins the state's highest court based on politics instead of excellence. So that's interesting, right? Now see, look at how they're attacking her, right? Same attack method that the Democrats use. So there's no difference between these two parties. There's no difference. There is zero difference. You see how she's being attacked? She's a black woman, so she clearly, quote, must not be qualified. White people always use that as a talking point when a black person outcompetes them for a job or for a position. Always. Always. This is a cultural thing. Shouts out to my man Keith Weston. He's following on Twitch and YouTube. That's what's up, bro. Appreciate it. Facts. If you guys agree with RG Titan, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. They're both two wings of the same white supremacist bird, and that's a fact. Retired Justice Harry Lee Anstead's July 17th opinion piece in the Tallahassee Democrat, we're going to have to check this out, targets the Judicial Nominating Commission, which in theory at least screens Supreme Court applicants and sends the governor a short list for final cut. With 6 names in hand, Governor Ron DeSantis is about to replace retiring Justice Alan Lawson. His expected choice is Palm Beach Circuit Court Judge Renathia Francis, who's 45, who would be the court's first Jamaican-American justice. Does anybody have a fancy dance that they want to do about that? Notice how they stopped saying first black. Now they said first Jamaican. But they say that it's us that's trying to replace them. This is replacement theory. We vetting Renathia, Catsy. But it's interesting how she's Jamaican. It's interesting how it seems like everybody is Jamaican. I mean, you would think that this was Jamaica instead of the United States, as much Jamaican representative is in the United States government. Shouts out to DJ Elmo. What up with it, bro? I mean, we got Kamala Harris. We got Winsome Sears. Now we got this Renathia. I mean, is there any non-coon black Americans, actual black Americans, not black Jamaicans, not actual black Americans that they can put in? I mean, is there any in existence? Do we exist? Do we exist when it's time for somebody to get a police beat down? But I mean, anytime other than that. That's my question. Facts. All of these politicians, representatives, judges, etc., are part of the mainstream, usually anti-FBA agenda, except for Judge Olu Stevens. I don't know of any fair black judges. They administer a white system. Facts. And this woman already said it. She already submitted to Alexander Hamilton. In his article, and we need to run Alexander Hamilton and see how many slaves he owned. In his article, Anstead criticizes the fact that the governor names all 9 members of the JNC and argues the process should be changed to include input from the Florida bar and non-lawyers the way it used to work. He also hints at the controversy over Francis's fitness for the job. Anstead describes how DeSantis chose her once before 2 years ago when she hadn't been a lawyer long enough to qualify for the court. So Ron DeSantis has had a hard-on for this lady for a long time. He even tried to get her in early, illegally. He even tried to get her in illegally. Only public outrage and the intervention of the Florida Supreme Court prevented embarrassment, Anstead wrote, adding at least temporarily. He declined to elaborate. So now here it says last week, Representative Geraldine Thompson, Democrat in Orlando, whose 2020 lawsuit forced DeSantis to drop his attempt to appoint conservative Francis, accused the JNC of shrinking its duty twice in connection with the judge. The JNC now recommends Francis as a candidate, even though had the JNC conducted a cursory review of statements in her Supreme Court application regarding reversals by higher courts, the commissioners would know she reversed numerous times, Thompson said in a statement. The issue regarding the composition of the JNC, which has come to be perceived as a tool of the governor, was not considered in 2020 and needs to be addressed now, she said. Thompson previously disclosed to the Florida Bulldog that Francis was the subject of 3 ethics complaints to the Judicial Qualifications Commission. Since then, at least 2 more have surfaced. So there's that. There's that. So now here's my question. Why is it that when it comes to these people, they always have a record? Alexander Hamilton had 30 slaves. So here goes this woman here, Renethia. She big upping and big propping a guy that owned 30 people, but they're not her ancestors, you see, because she's Jamaican. So it doesn't matter, despite the fact that that's not how any other group of people does that. Do you think that any Torah readers would elect and work for Nazis? I mean, despite the fact that there's a long history of that happening, they act like they don't. These people don't even have the decency to act like they don't. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. There's a lot of white people who are not racist. These people run to find the ones that are to be accepted by. She ran to the Grand Dragon, Ron DeSantis. You know what I'm saying? Oh, let me light the match and burn the cross up. Like, really? Like, you can't make it up, man. So now here it says, still Francis responded no to the question on her Supreme Court application about whether she's ever been named in a JQC complaint. So she lied on her application. How many people have done that before? A lot of people have done that. But it's just that most of those applications are for Dollar General. They're not for the Supreme Court. Kind of a different situation. The closest anyone has come to defending her apparent deception was JNC Chair Fred Karlinski, theorizing that perhaps Francis was unaware of the complaints. Karlinski did not respond to requests for comment on Anstead's article and Thompson's statement. DeSantis has used his power over the JNC and Supreme Court appointments to turn both bodies into reflections of the far-right Federalist Society. Much like the U.S. Supreme Court, Florida's highest court reverses longstanding precedents, most notably in death penalty cases, that conflict with its conservative agenda. Death penalty cases that conflict with its conservative agenda. So that means they need to execute more black men, which ironically, more black men are joining the conservative party, running to racists. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Oh, you gonna turn up that electricity? All right, then. You got my vote. All right, then. Like, seriously? After he replaces Lawson, a Governor Rick Scott appointee who joined the court in 2017, DeSantis will have named a majority of the 7 justices. The only remaining moderate is Justice George or Jorge Labarga, usually the dissenter in 6-1 decisions. At one time, Anstead wrote the JNC operated independently and effectively, largely due to the fact that the governor chose only 3 of its 9 members. The Florida bar chose another 3, and then the 6 commissioners chose the remaining 3, all of them non-lawyers. Okay. So now, listen to this. We're going to skip down here back to where they start talking about Renethia Francis. Calls for the JNC to reform are about as common as tropical storms over the Caribbean, but the timing of Anstead and Thompson's comments are noteworthy given the prospect of DeSantis picking Francis again. So now you have to ask yourself, there's something with this pick. There's something with this pick of why they picked Francis. So why do you guys think they picked Francis? She's equipped, ready, and willing to do their bidding. So now, counter move. Even before the JNC screening process began in May, the governor informed the justices that Francis will be joining them, according to an inside source. And Francis, a family court judge in West Palm Beach, was spotted claiming a choice parking space in the underground garage at Tallahassee Courthouse. Francis has close ties to some current members of the JNC, and they all share allegiance to the Federalist Society, a longtime DeSantis mentor, not to mention the Manhattan Institute. Ron DeSantis has conversations on Fox News with Christopher Rufo consistently. Okay. The JNC chair, when Francis was nominated in 2020, was Daniel Nordby, a partner in Schutz and Bowen, where Francis worked briefly before Scott selected her for Miami-Dade County Court. Nordby, a Federalist Society leader, is still on the JNC. The current chair, Karlinski, is a partner in the Greenberg Tourig law firm and a GOP-connected lobbyist. All right, so now you guys see this? You got to follow this money here. You have to follow the money. Yeah, she's compromised, so she'll definitely be doing bidding. She'll definitely be doing bidding because she's compromised, which if she compromisation is a qualification. You know what I'm saying? Being compromised is a qualification to be black and to be in part of the United States government. So now here it says, in that role, Karlinski represented 20 Labs, the maker of a C19 contact tracing app that won a $6.7 million no-bid deal with the state, even after DeSantis called contract tracing ineffective, Florida Bulldog reported. So now do you see that? Shouts out to C19 report. In that role, Karlinski represented 20 Labs, the maker of a C19 contact tracing app that won a $6.7 million no-bid deal with the state, even after DeSantis called contact testing ineffective, but he made sure that his boy got that contract. 20 Labs CEO is the son of hedge fund billionaire Nelson Peltz, a prominent Republican donor. I thought Republicans had such a big problem with COVID. Not when it's paying them money. Not when it's paying them money, corrupt ass pigs. You think I'm gonna back any of these people? People out here shaming black people for not being Republicans? people out here telling black people to vote for Democrats, but not telling people about this kind of shit, man, you better off on your own. These corrupt worms. These corrupt worms. While Renethia Francis's Federalist Society network helped her raise quickly as a judge, her performance in family court has drawn many negative reviews. One persistent claim is that she goes out of her way to treat pro se parties, non-lawyers who represent themselves, with contempt. So she already has an issue with people that don't have enough money to have a lawyer. She's a complete and total 100% fully fledged, aligned white supremacist. The Federalist Society and the Manhattan Institute, think tanks. There's too many, quote, good American think tanks. It's time for a bad American think tank. A part-time lawyer for Angela Bentrim, one of the pro se parties who filed a JQC complaint against Francis, petitioned the Supreme Court on June 23rd to remove her from Bentrim's case due to bias. Francis allegedly violated Bentrim's due process by failing to notify her about upcoming hearings and trials. 12 days later, Francis dropped the Bentrim case on her own. She labeled her recusal an emergency order, although she was responding to a 7th motion seeking the same result, one that was filed on May 25th. So the Francis appointment by DeSantis is a you scratch my back, I'll scratch your nuts situation. That's what it is. Francis' move gave justices a chance to avoid the awkwardness of assessing someone they may have to work with. Since she already had stepped down, the court could have dismissed the Bentrim petition as a moot. But instead of acting on a document marked Judge Renethia Francis, the justices booted the petition to Francis' supervisor, the 4th District Court of Appeal in West Palm Beach, on July 15th. The petition is already gone. Bentrim withdrew it 4 days later, and the justices never touched this piping hot potato. Now, I find it interesting that Ron DeSantis didn't mention any of that when he was telling everybody about his wonderful Supreme Court justice pick. What do you guys think? And if you guys haven't smashed that like button, make sure that you guys smash that like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure that you go ahead and hit that bell icon. All right. So now I don't think that we necessarily need to read the I don't think we need to read the opinion piece about the choosing of the justices. Okay. I'll look it over later, but I don't think it's directly specific to Renethia Francis. Okay. But I will definitely check it out, though. So now let's do a little bit of background information on this woman, shall we? We need to start pulling up Ben Verified on these folks, and maybe I will eventually. So right here is the information about her. We already know that she's got several ethics complaints. Renethia Francis. Francis was born and raised in Jamaica. That's the first sentence on her wiki. Look at that. That's important, clearly. That's important, clearly. What do you guys think? She attended St. Hugh's High School and the University of West Indies, achieving a Bachelor's of Science, magna cum laude, in 2001. Frances operated a bar and a trucking company while attending college in Jamaica. So that's interesting. I'm curious as to how much of that she started on her own versus how much was passed down from her family. Frances moved to Florida in 2004 and graduated from Florida Coastal School of Law with a Juris Doctorate in 2010. She began her legal career as a law clerk at the Florida's First District Court of Appeal in Tallahassee from 2011 to 2017. Frances briefly worked as a litigator at the law firm Schutz and Bowen in Miami before being appointed to the Miami-Dade County Court in 2017 by Governor Rick Scott. Scott elevated her to Miami-Dade's 11th Judicial Circuit Court in 2018, and Governor Ron DeSantis laterally appointed her to the 15th Judicial Circuit Court in Palm Beach County in 2019. Frances was assigned to the Probate and Family Division of the 15th Circuit. So now Ron DeSantis, as you guys can see, has been eyeing her since 2019 and probably before. What do you guys think about that? On January 23rd, the Florida Judicial Nominating Commission submitted a list of names for 2 existing Florida Supreme Court vacancies to the governor under the state constitution. The governor was allowed up to 60 days to make an appointment from that list of a person constitutionally eligible for office. Judge Francis' name was the first on the list. On May 26th of 2020, Governor Ron DeSantis announced that he was appointing Frances to the Supreme Court of Florida. She had been allowed to take her seat. Frances would have been the first non-Cuban Caribbean American on the court and possibly the first non-Cuban Caribbean American to sit on any state Supreme Court. DeSantis said the delay in the appointment was due to conditions created by the coronavirus pandemic. That's a very different story than what the Florida Bulldog just reported. The Florida Bulldog reported that she lied on her application. Shout out to my man Alonzo Griffin. What up with it, bro? Oh yeah, Ron been eyeing her. You know what I'm saying? We look. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously? I mean, now when it comes to quote eyeing her, I ain't mad at Ron on that level. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's keep it a buck. We know what time it is. You know what I'm saying, like, stop it. it's the same type of situation like when that Huckabee lady was Trump's press secretary, and then magically Kayleigh McKinney was. Like, come on, man. Especially if you a dude, you know what time it is. Like, cut the games, quit playing. Like, cut the games, quit playing. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna keep it a buck here. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, because the Florida Constitution requires Supreme Court justice has been a member of the Florida bar for 10 years, Frances was ineligible. See? Now that's not what Ron DeSantis said. He's doing his due diligence. Facts. Yeah, Ron DeSantis is doing what he's supposed to do. He's stacking those judges according to his agenda. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. We just don't have anybody doing what they're supposed to do for us because we need super PACs. We need to make a super PAC. You know what I mean? We need to get money up, business up, mind right, money right, ready for war, like Memphis Bleak said, but people wasn't hearing him back in the day. Shout out to Memphis Bleak. You know what I'm saying? At first, he did not plan to take her seat until September 24th of 2020, when she reached the 10-year mark. For this reason, Representative Geraldine Thompson filed a petition with the Supreme Court of Florida to invalidate the appointment and require the state's Judicial Nominating Commission to certify a new list of nominees for the governor to appoint from. So now, if you let white conservatives tell it white conservatives will repeat that this was racism. Because that's something else that white conservatives like to do, is try to control the narrative on what is racism versus what isn't. And to white conservatives, anytime something happens to their black conservative puppets, that's when it's appropriate to define it as racism. So now here it says, at first, she did not plan to take her seat until September 24th of 2020, when she reached the 10-year mark. For this reason, Representative Geraldine Thompson filed a petition with the Supreme Court of Florida to invalidate the appointment and require the state's Judicial Nominating Commission to certify a new list of nominees for the governor to appoint from. On August 27th of 2020, the court ruled that Governor DeSantis exceeded his authority in appointing Judge Francis because she was not eligible. However, the court also ruled that the proper remedy was to require the governor to choose from someone else's name from the list previously appointed to him, and denied the petition as Thompson did not seek that remedy. Subsequently, Representative Thompson sought rehearing and asked to amend her petition. The court denied rehearing but granted amendment to seek the proper remedy. So basically, see, this is how it works when you have all of the chess pieces in the right place. I mean, basically, they have it set up where if somebody says, "Nah, Ron, you can't do this," he's got a backup army like, "Yes, you can." You see how that works? If you guys see how that works, give me a thumbs up in the comment section. If you guys don't see how that works, give me a thumbs down. You guys see that? And real quick, ladies and gentlemen, we got the 1-to-1 ratio popping off. So shouts out. Everybody drop your radiation emojis. We got 22 live viewers and we got 22 likes. If everybody can bang on that like button and get us to 44, that would be awesome. Remember, we got a goal of 100 likes each video. So now here it says, on September 11th of 2020, the court granted Representative Thompson's petition and ordered Governor DeSantis to appoint someone else from the same list. So you see that? And pay attention to how it was on, quote, September 11th. What a coinky dink, right? The court determined that Judge Francis was ineligible by the date the appointment was required to be made on March 23rd of 2020, the end of the 60-day period imposed by the state constitution. Remember, these are people that are so all about the Constitution, and as it clearly states here, they're not even following the Constitution as it's written. But that's what they just said, was that they appointed a judge that upholds the Constitution as written. Like, you can't make this up. You know what I'm saying? Later that day, Judge Francis withdrew her name from further consideration. The following Monday, before announcing the appointment of Jamie Grosshands. Oh, man, that's a nasty name. Grosshands? Oh, she better make sure she got manicures all the time. Your nails better be perfectly done at all times, and your hands better be soft and lotioned up all the time. Because if you got a name like Gross Hands and you actually do have gross hands, ain't nobody fucking with you, man. Ain't nobody fucking with you. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody messing with you, man. You better be spending hundreds of dollars a week on a damn manicure. You know what I'm saying? And what, you know how they wash the hands with the stone or whatever to make sure that it's soft and shit. You got to do all that if you got a last name like Gross Hands. People be having some crazy last names, crazy first and name combinations. Sometimes you wonder, like, what were you thinking? You know what I'm saying? To the Florida Supreme Court, DeSantis announced that he recommended Francis to the then President Donald Trump for appointment to the federal Southern District of Florida. Look at this. And Trump did not nominate her before the expiration of his term. So there's that. In 2022, Justice Alan Lawson announced his retirement from the Supreme Court of Florida. Francis, who is now eligible, applied to succeed him. She was favored for the appointment. On August 5th, 2022, Governor DeSantis announced Francis's new appointment to the Supreme Court, Florida, effective September 1st of 2022. She will become the court's first Jamaican American justice. So now, should everybody flip and start doing church dances and shit because there's a first Jamaican judge? Should we dance? Should we sing? Should we thank the Lord? Should we do all of that? I thought the Republicans were supposed to be the xenophobic party that didn't like immigrants. When it comes to black people, if it's one thing that Republicans can find, it's a black immigrant. Now, again, just because you hear black immigrant, I'm not trashing immigrants. I'm showing a pattern. There's a lot of people on YouTube who, if you mention the word immigrant, you see, FBI is a hate group. No, I'm simply pointing something out. This is America. And if you consider yourself a conservative, one of the major conservative talking heads, Tucker Carlson, always warns Americans of how America can become politically compromised when there's more people who aren't American making policy than when there are people who are American. So if you consider yourself a Republican, why is it that that doesn't apply to, quote, all Americans, which would include foundational black Americans? A lot of these people are grifters. A lot of these people are full of shit. And a lot of these people do not have the same goals in mind that I have in mind. And you know what my goal is? World domination. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. If you're not subscribed to the channel, you already know what to do. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Make sure that you guys watch the video all the way through to the end and hit the links at the end. And I will catch you all on the next video. All right? Peace.